Okay, I feel like we have to just get straight into this one. It's kind of weird to be fired by somebody who is offering you a service, a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a dog groomer, you know, them saying to you, oh, I can't see you anymore. I don't want you to be my client anymore, is a little bit strange. Now, listen, having worked in the beauty industry as a makeup artist, there have been clients where I have made up excuses as to why I couldn't do their makeup again. Some of them think I left the country. I did leave the country at some times. Some of them thought I had some kind of mental breakdown and I needed to... That's true. It's true. I would make up any excuse to not see some clients because it can get, in some instances, uncomfortable. Perhaps they say something that makes you uncomfortable. Perhaps something happens that makes you think, I really don't want to see them again, and I really don't want to associate myself with this person. So it is a little bit unusual, but it can happen. This is Brianna, and this is what she had to say.
Hi, so I got fired by my hairstylist last night. And let me tell you, it was not in the nicest way. It was actually really mean, to be honest. He basically said, hi, it's been so lovely having you as a client, but I don't think I'd like to work with you.
Wait, wait 1 second. Let me read that as it actually says, because that's not what the message says. It is, hi, I've really enjoyed our time together, but I don't think I like to take you on as a client any longer.
Anymore. Like, don't
Sorry, you can't just completely change up the words.
we just love that? Not, hey, I'm too busy, I need to cut down my client list. Not like, hey, I love you, but I'm moving, I can't take you on. It really rattled me. Like, he sent it at 8 p.m. and I didn't even see it until 10 o'clock at night when all of my friends were asleep and I couldn't talk to anyone. And yeah, I've been with this guy for 6 years.
Wow.
I feel like I've been broken up with. And I've been broken up with before, and I don't think anyone has ever said something this mean.
It's not me. That's not mean. That was very to the point and actually professional. I don't think that message was mean at all. She definitely read it wrong. Well, I guess she couldn't read it on the screen at the same time. But the way she said it came across mean.
So yeah, I'm looking for a new hairstylist in Orange County, specializing in brunettes, if anyone knows anyone.
A strange situation, right? But it does make me wonder, why would that person, if they weren't moving away, if they were too busy, if all this stuff, but usually when you get too busy, you prioritize the clients you've had for the longest amount of time. I wonder why that would have happened. It just makes me think a little bit.
Update on I got fired by my hairstylist. What am I even supposed to say to this? Like, I'm honestly,
I would ask why. I would just flat out be like, is there a reason? Did I do something? Have you seen something about me you didn't like? Perhaps I could put some context on it. 6 years is a long time to then suddenly have someone else do your hair. It's scary.
I'm still so rattled by it. I've been thinking about it all day. This happened at 8 p.m. last night. I'm a little nervous to ask why. He obviously seems like he's in a bad mood, or I don't know, maybe he's going through something, but I don't want him to take it out on me. Like, what if
Maybe it's something you've done.
he says something really mean and
I'm not saying it is, but we just have to assume, right? You don't just assume it's someone else's fault.
says, well, I don't know, I just don't like you anymore, or I prefer to have a different type of person in my chair. Like, what if he attacks me personally? Like, it's it hurts. I've been with him for 6 years. Like,
See, I would like to know. I'll be like, what could I have possibly have done that would upset somebody who I have known for... That's a long time. 6 years is a long time to know someone. And even though, you know, they're a client, it is in the chair and you're touching them physically and talking. You talk a lot to your barbers, to your makeup artists, you know? There's this kind of joke within the industry that you're kind of a second therapist because you listen so much to what people have to say. So 6 years is a long time, and I'm sure they would have had some kind of connection.
he's someone that I would consider a friend, I guess, if you can have friends with your, I don't know, if you can have friends with your clients, like I would consider him a friend. Like I'm really rattled by it, and I really want to text him back to see what he says, but also I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
I mean, this went quite viral, so I wonder if the hairstylist saw this and was like, this is the reason.
Update on getting fired by my hairstylist. Okay, you guys, I sent him a text. I went to the gym. I got a little courage and some help from some of my friends to like come up with the perfect thing to say, because I've never had to do this before and it makes me feel a little awkward. But yeah, I sent it. This is what I said.
So she said, this really saddens me to hear. I've really enjoyed having you as my hairstylist for the past 6 years. Is there anything specific that I did to make you not want to take me on as a client anymore? Well said. I think that's really well said. To the point, it's not rude. It's not like, well, fuck you, you know?
I feel like it was nice. I feel like it got the point across. Just kind of waiting for him to text back now. So we'll see. A little nervous. I don't know. I just sent it like 5 minutes ago. So we'll see what happens.
There's no response. Leave us hanging like that. But listen, actually, the stylist doesn't really owe a response. If a stylist wants to drop a client for a reason, as long as, you know, they've given the service and they haven't overpaid for something and, you know, you don't still owe them a service, it's all good. It actually probably took the stylist a bit of guts and a bit of, you know, building themselves up to maybe message her this in the first place, especially after 6 years. There were some thoughts, however, on this situation.
Hey, Brianna. My name's Alfredo Lewis, and I'm a hairstylist, 30 years. So you can imagine I have seen it all, girl. Now, I watched your videos, and what struck me is you said that it wasn't very nice, his text message. I thought it was really nice and really professional. It was short, sweet, to the point. You know, I've enjoyed doing your hair, but I'm not going to be able to do your hair anymore. The end. Now, I get it. To be empathetic with you, 6 years is a long time, and I know that can sting and hurt. It's almost like getting broken up with, right? By a partner. You tell your hairstylist everything, right? Now, I don't know the situation firsthand, but I'm going to try to guess, okay? First of all, we're living in a really heavy world right now. Heavy. Were you guys talking about politics? Huh? Could have you said something that offended him, maybe without you really thinking about it or knowing it, that made him be like, you know what, this isn't for me? Were you talking about other subjects, maybe that you could have said?
Could have been the other way around too. Bear that in mind. Remember, like, you know.
Said something that he saw a side of you that maybe he didn't know existed, and he's decided that he doesn't want to take you on as a client anymore. Are you late all the time? Now, I'm not saying that you are, but maybe, are you late? Did he finally get tired of that? You know, there's a lot of reasons. It could be something that has nothing to do with you. Something personal. He can't take on as many clients. Now, I looked at your hair. It's gorgeous. You're a gorgeous brunette. You seem like a pretty girl. You're always smiling in your videos and everything like that. But I want you to think about it like this. You don't owe him anything. And he's a human being too. He really doesn't owe you an explanation. You could have stopped going.
I do agree with that. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice for us? But also, I do think, like, you know, no, because then people just make up an explanation.
To him for so many reasons. Maybe all of a sudden you didn't like the way he did your hair anymore. Maybe he was late and you got tired of it and it didn't fit with your schedule. The same goes for him. If something happens and you don't feel like the right fit, he has every right to not see you as a client. And he gave you the courtesy of letting you know. And that's what makes me wonder if something happened. Because he could have waited until you tried to book another appointment. But he didn't. He let you know.
Good point.
So it makes me wonder, deep down inside, do you know? Do you kind of know why?
That's a very good point. And listen, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, she supports one political party and he does. It could be like the opposite to what we're thinking. You know, maybe she's like super woke and he doesn't like that. You know, it could be two different ways. So we can't make too many assumptions. But that's very good points. Like that's very, very good points. So here's what I'm thinking in my mind. Either the stylist was like, that's my one message, that's the only excuse you're getting, it's done, and fair enough, you know, nobody owes anyone really much of an explanation. Or she did get a response and it was pretty embarrassing and maybe she just didn't share it because she didn't want to. I don't believe a stylist has come out because usually there's two sides to this story, but it doesn't seem like either person has done something severely wrong. So usually somebody would come out on the other side and be like, actually, this is what happened. But there isn't much of a story to tell at either side. So I guess that person thought, no, let me protect my peace. The stylist, let me protect my peace. Let me just get on with my business. Be a stylist. We're good. Interesting. Let me know your opinions below. What do you think could have happened for somebody to end a 6-year professional relationship? Interesting. Political, maybe? Let me know. Thank you so much for joining as always. Please do consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one. Bye.